Journal entry for June 19th. June 19th, 2026. Still not restored. I see things, I see people, strange things happening, but still many attacks and nothing good yet. So I got up. It's Sabbath now. So there's a soup kitchen that serves meals on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I'm still going to this soup kitchen, and they're still attacking me there. I prayed. I asked God to dress me, and then I was starting to look through my clothes, like just trying to find something to wear, because I don't want my clothes to be too tight, and I don't want them to look. I just wanted something to wear that was normal, and then I just asked God to dress me, and I was going through shirts. The next one I pick up is this one, and it was a good choice. God dressed me. Found a loose-fitting size large T-shirt. God did that. So it was like less than a second after I prayed, and the next one I picked up, and I'm like, this is so. It was a direct answer from the Lord. Yesterday, when I was stopped, I saw a license plate that added up to a 17. It had some numbers. Oh, excuse me. I mean, it had letters, and then it was 656. So if you add up 6, 5, and 6, you get a 17. I start biking to the soup kitchen. And then I go down a few blocks and then up and then downtown area. And is this right? Okay. And then there's a roundabout where I turn, and there was a fire truck there, and the sirens were going. So this is a sign. Oh, the roundabout, there was like 3 or 4 cars just stopped, and there were sirens, and then the fire truck went in the roundabout, and I actually went back up onto the sidewalk. So I think this was a sign from God. I don't know why. There was cops leaving the park. Oh, last night when I was leaving the park, there was cops. It's like they're always right around me because people are trying to kill me, trying to run me off the road. They're trying to shoot me probably. So the police are always there arresting these criminals that are under judgment from the Lord. I don't even do anything. I'm just a single woman. That's all. And they all try to kill me, and they can't. They can't do a thing. But my wrist is mostly better, but it was sore yesterday. They're using witchcraft, and today more witchcraft was used, so I feel kind of tired. I did learn some things, and I did see some people, but I haven't seen any forward movement in my life. So everything that happens is for a reason, and this will be an example of that. As soon as I leave my house to go to the soup kitchen, I see just a man dressed in red. I see red spies, red cars, like multiple people wearing all red. It's a sign that they work for the devil. And then I'm getting close to the soup kitchen. A man in a truck pulls like right in front of me. Like people on the road are driving really dangerous around me. It's on purpose. They are hired. And I'm thinking like the amount of effort and work that goes into coordinating every attack, I can't even. They have to hire more than one spotter at multiple locations in order to have somebody drive dangerously around me or something. Like they have to know right when I'm coming, and so they get into place. This is nuts how much work they have to do. And none of it will be successful. They are wasting their time and their resources. So I eat the food. They have They have pepperoni pizza and some cheese pizza. So of course I got the cheese. So after we eat, okay, I forgot to. Something I just remembered. There is a free table, and the free table is all loaded up. It's all set up today. And everybody's sitting down. No one's getting anything. And then, since no one's getting anything, and I looked at it a little bit, like, I didn't get up yet. I mean, I just was sitting down eating, and then I glanced over a few times. I wasn't extremely interested or anything, but I would like to check out the free stuff before I go. Before I go, I would like to look at the free stuff. So, they all plan this. Everybody that goes to the soup kitchen, they all work together to coordinate this. It's really crazy what they do. So everyone's sitting down. There's free stuff up there. I know that people would like some of these items. And then the older Jewish woman, I think this is the one that stole my detergent the other day. But that's fine. I didn't need it anyways. I can't wash my clothes. That's why I just have to get new. Well, this woman was trying to get me. She went up. I glanced at the clothes, and then there's like a comfortable chair over next to those tables. I went and I sat in the comfortable chair, and I didn't do anything. I just like lounged in the chair. But anyways, the Jewish woman, I don't know if she's actually Jewish. Excuse me. I don't know if she's actually Jewish, but she looks like an older Jewish woman, maybe 60 or 65 or something. And she goes to this is the first person I've seen. Is what they have is like 3 long tables. It's like a circle, it's like a square missing a side. And they're all loaded up with free items. And I don't see anyone getting it, so they all plan this. Then the old Jewish woman goes up. Well, maybe 65. And she starts looking. And then I kind of go towards her and I ask her, are we allowed to get stuff? And she's like, oh, it's like, yeah, they usually ask her. And then she's telling me to ask the person that works there. And she's like, ask her. And she says it again. And I said, oh, no, I won't. I'll just wait. If somebody else gets something, I will. So she really wanted me to, she could have asked. She was actually closer to this volunteer than me. She's like, ask her. And I'm like, I said, no, I'll just, if somebody else gets something, then I will. I'm not going to ask. This is how they want to curse me. They want to curse me by having me go and ask the volunteer, and this counts as a gift or something. And then I go and sit, then I go and sit in that recliner. I think this maybe is a free recliner. I don't know. It's just in the soup kitchen. I guess we're allowed to sit on it. But, so, I think that's why it's sitting there. Excuse me. Then I sit there for like a minute, and it's pretty comfortable, actually. It's pretty comfortable, so I just sit there, and I'm not getting any free stuff. I'm just sitting near the free stuff. And then the volunteer goes to the tables and says, you can come get stuff off the... And then she calls people up to get stuff off the free table. Then I get up and I go. But then when I'm in the center area, then the Jewish woman, then she tries to ask a staff member, like the volunteer, how many items we're allowed to have. And see, normally they don't care at all. You can just have whatever. But when they have a raffle, you get one. But this woman was just causing trouble. Because, of course, you can take whatever you want when there's not a raffle or a drawing. But then she asked specifically so that if I took more, it would be a curse. But I didn't hear the answer, so... The woman woman who sometimes hates me and sometimes likes me also was not wearing makeup today. And there was some bags, and she was looking at them a long time. I wanted to look at them, so she like blocked me from this area for quite a while. But then there was next to her was one red bag that I could see. And then a woman comes up to me, and I believe this is an evil woman, but I don't know. That she said, but I don't know if she can repent. I mean, maybe she will, maybe she won't. And then she said, well, she had talked to somebody and said that I would like this bag. She said, I bet if she comes in, she will get this bag. And I did get the bag. It was a red duffel bag, and it actually fits on my bike handles without dragging. It doesn't drop too low to where it runs into the wheel. And I explained that, and they had some free shoes. Lots of free stuff. So I just kind of wander around, and I do end up taking some shoes. Then I was going to go in the clothing area, and it was closed. They closed it earlier, but I think it's just an attack on me. As the woman volunteer who seemed to care a lot about being beautiful, she's not wearing any makeup, and she's kind of looks tired, but I actually mean it. Like, she wasn't wearing any makeup, and she just, like, she looked discouraged. It wasn't because it was, well, anyways, I think she was using witchcraft to make herself look younger in the beginning, so, but she, is still a beautiful woman, and she doesn't need to steal other people's youth or beauty. But anyways, she, said it was closed because it was a mess, and maybe because it was too late, I don't know. But I know it was because it was me asking. So I was going to look at the clothing donations. It was like, she was like, oh, you can't go in there. She says it, she talks to people mean. And, it can hurt your feelings, but like at this point it's every day, so it's like no big deal. But, she must be having a lot of hurt to treat people that way, and hopefully she can repent. But, one of the volunteers approaches me with a to-go container. I already got a to-go. She says, oh, here's some cheese pizza. Oh, wait. Yeah, so I'll mention this, then I'll go back to what happened before. And she's like, got cheese pizza, and she hands it to me. Then it's kind of open a little bit, so I just, it's not latched right. So then I just push it open, and I see these are 2 delicious, like, perfectly cooked pieces of pizza. And there is a pepperoni. So these are not pepperoni pizza. She took a pepperoni and put it on top. Then I guess this is some test to see what I'll do. Well, what did I do? I threw it in the trash when I got home. That's what I did. And I think this is the answer. Because I was kind of like, I don't know what to do, God. I don't know what to do. I normally throw this away. But what if there's somebody that's still eating ham? Should I give it to them? But then in my mind, I keep thinking about, do you give children pornography? Yeah, it can help them learn how to write and read. But, you can just get them a different book. So then, I just keep thinking of that. And so I'm not sure if I made the right choice. I believe I did. Because it's not just me eating the pork. I also cannot give this to someone else. To me, that feels like a sin if I gave someone else ham. But if that person was still eating ham, and they would have eaten ham anyways, that's what I was wondering. Actually, I went to so this was the second to go. They walked up to me and gave me one. This was an attack, actually. They never give me anything for free. They just put 2 really delicious looking pieces of pizza in there. They're not there when you go through the line the first time. And then they put a pepperoni right on top. Well, the Bible makes it clear that you have polluted broth. If the pork is in something, it pollutes the other foods. So this is based on the Bible. So because of that, I'm not going to eat it. You can't pick pork off. It still has the spirits. When I went to get my first to go, then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna put some cheese pizza in." When I went to get my first to go, they said only got pepperoni left, which I doubt, but maybe so. Yeah, maybe because maybe they took the cheese themselves or they ate it to make sure it was gone, so that when I went up to get my to go, there was no cheese pizza. And they're like, "We're gonna put some on if you don't mind waiting." So then I wait like 5-10 minutes or something, then it's done. Now I noticed some people I think are good, that are, I don't want to say angels because I don't know, but there's some people that I see around and they seem like good people and they know something. Excuse me. They don't know everything, but they know some things, and they appear to show up at a lot of places I go. So I think they might be following me. I think they're following me really, but then when they were making the pizza, it was taking a long time, and then a bunch of people were in the back and they were cutting it, and I thought they were going to try to do something. So I prayed over this food to cancel the demonic assignments. And also, one of the people that came in walked. So there were several people I think there's like 3 people I think are good, and they work for God. And as they were preparing the cheese pizza, they never would have made this for me. But as they were preparing the cheese pizza, then actually this man walks like towards the volunteers, and in the open door, he goes through their open door a little bit, and then they know each other and they like him. So so I prayed, and he also came in, and I don't know if he was aware, but he might have seen what was going on, and they were trying to do something to the food. They were trying to do something to my food. So then he actually walks in that open door. Like, just, I don't know, he doesn't go in all the way, just a little bit. And then they're all like towards the back of this room getting my cheese pizza ready, which who knows what that is. Who knows what they're trying to do. But I prayed to cancel the demonic assignments, and one with the good people that came in later, he knows what my bike looks like. So he probably saw my bike and then showed up. And then he walked towards these volunteers, and then they stopped and just put the regular cheese pizza in the box without doing like adding extra poison. This is another thing. When I went through the line to get coffee, there was a big man, not tall, but like kind of like a little big, and he looked like he might be a biker, and he was getting some coffee, and he basically just drained the carafe so that when I tried to get some, it was empty. And then, there's a little bit left, and then yeah. Or he drained it, and then I went to get a cup and come back. And then it's not coming out that fast, and it's real light. It's like watery coffee. And then the guy's like, "Oh yeah, it's we just put this on. It's not done yet." I'm like, "Oh, I'll come back later." So it turns out they made a whole, like, this is a big giant coffee maker. It's like that tall. And I think they ruined this whole thing of coffee, and I don't think anyone else drank it. Because when it finally, then I went up and tried, yeah. So I just left the cup there. I came back later, and I put some coffee in a new mug. And I think it was poisoned. There's a feeling and a taste, I think that they poisoned this whole thing. No one else was getting it. But anyways, I just left my mug on the table, and then I went to look at the free table. So yeah, they made a whole big. So they drained the first pot, and then they made another one, and maybe that entire pot was. When I say pot, because it's like a huge dispenser. Maybe they poisoned all of it in order to get me. But I didn't. I drank a little bit, and then I was starting to. I kind of noticed, like, I think there's poison in this, because it was real hot, so I was just taking a few little sips. So seeing red spies, red cars, red spies with red hats and red shirts, red bags, red shoes, red cars, like, and it's all red, so. And I remember I did try to look at the little clothing area at the soup kitchen. They didn't let me. And then I asked if they changed anything. They said no. And then I started biking back. And of course, on my way back is this Paul's thrift store. So I was going to stop there and see if they have free stuff. They were closed last time, and they're closed again today. So I couldn't see the clothes at the soup kitchen. And then this thrift store is closed. Oh, actually, while I was at the soup kitchen, one of the women that, it's like she likes me, she hates me, I don't know. But she said how she takes stuff, like these stuffed animals, and then she just gives them to people like kids. But she said she gotta she makes sure to wash them first. She said you gotta wash them. This was inspired. I could see how she was inspired to speak. Like God inspired her to speak to let me know something was dirty. Well, I'm thinking, I don't know what was dirty, and I don't know what she was talking about. There was a woman that came up and mentioned about the red bag. But then I actually smelled the red bag, and it smelled fine. Like, it wasn't dirty. So, I don't know what they're talking about. I gotta hurry up. I'm tired. So then I'm biking. I bike past thrift store. It's closed. I'm biking home, and then there's some red lights, so I turn early, and then I end up going right in front of this little thrift store that I went to once like a year and a half ago, and I haven't been to since. And I didn't know at the time, but this was a mission. Excuse me. Okay, so I go in this thrift store, even though I've already got several, like, I've got like 3 bags on my bike already. It's already pretty full. I don't necessarily need something that day, but I would have liked to get more socks or underwear if it's available. I go in, and there's a woman that's being real nice, and I walked around, like, I was going around, and I found a thing to put my water in that fits in my bike cup holder. That was great. And then I kind of go to the other side, and there's clothing over there, and the woman is, like, being real sweet, real nice, and she's like, let me know if you want to see any jewelry. And then she's like, we just got these watches. She's being real nice. And the jewelry today, the shorts are half price, and the jewelry is on sale. I said, well, is there something you think would look good on me? As I said, everything happens for a reason. God brings me, like, everywhere I go. Everything happens for a reason. And so she instantly pulls out this bracelet, and I don't have it on now, but maybe I'll put it on tomorrow. She pulls this out. It's $5. It's a lot. I don't have $5 to spend on a bracelet, and I don't necessarily need a bracelet. But it felt like this was a divine appointment, and it was something that was supposed to happen. And the woman approached me. She was very kind, very sweet, and then she pulls up, and she's like, saying how, like, if this is calling to you, and how, like, this would be good for me. She's like, she picked something out for me. And then because of that, I'm like, I'm gonna get it. They take credit cards now. They didn't last time. So because of that, I can get this stuff. Actually, before I even go to that side, I walk in, and then there's an old woman there, and it says, leave all your bags at the front desk. Well, I'm kind of sitting there, and, like, nobody's there. So I don't know if this was an attack. I waited like a few minutes before someone finally came over, and it's the grandma. The grandma's with the gray hair. She came over. And then I told her I had food in there, and I didn't want to leave it unattended because people mess with my stuff. And they put it behind the counter for me. And then I'm just looking around, and then a couple of times, like, the grandma, there was a couple grandmas in there. she would come near me, and I sneezed. I like sneezed right away when she came near me, and God finally showed me. Like when the bishop at the Mormon church came near, and he seems like a nice man. Like a lot of these people seem nice, but when he came near me, I sneezed, and so I think I figured out today what the sneeze means. And then I sneezed again, and then the old lady was like, "Oh, it's probably just like pollen, or probably just like some." And she said something like she dismissed it. So God gave me all the clues I need to know what this is. So I have sneezed like at the last church service I went to. They used magic to make me sneeze. And I was sneezing a lot at this last, 2 weeks ago at that church service. And then I sneezed when the bishop came near me. And then when I was in this thrift store, I sneezed twice. And the old lady was kind of close, but not that close. But when she was way across the room, I didn't sneeze. But when she came like 10, 15 feet away, and I sneezed. And then she's like, "Oh, it's probably just nothing." I don't remember what she said, but it was like, "Oh, it's probably nothing. You're probably fine," or something. And I understood now. This is how God lets me know somebody is practicing magic, that they're a witch or a warlock. Because I don't know about every time, but sometimes God will have me sneeze. And I'm always sneezing in the churches, but like before, I was thinking that they were doing magic on me to cause me to sneeze. But actually today, this witch, and she was being nice too, she did not want me to sneeze. She didn't do something to make me sneeze. I sneeze because of her. I sneezed twice, 2 different times when she was nearby. So I sneezed because of her, and she tried to dismiss it and downplay it. So that means she was not doing magic right then. She didn't want me to sneeze, and she tried to dismiss it. So I know they can do magic to make me sneeze, but this type of sneeze, this is a warning from God. And the witches did not want me to sneeze. And she thought maybe I would catch on to what it meant. And so she tried to downplay it. Because now I know that's one way God lets me know that you're a witch or warlock, is I sneeze. The witch was like, the employee was like, "Oh, it's probably nothing." And then, so then I know. She wasn't even using magic. I sneezed. So God makes me sneeze. Sometimes God has me sneeze when I'm around witches and warlocks. While I'm in this thrift store, 2 guys come in, and I think these are, I don't want to say angels, but I think they're at least on Team God. They're on Team Jesus. And I've seen them at the soup kitchen many times. They didn't go every day. But then I saw them at the community dance, and I saw them at this free meal I just went to like the day before. So I'm seeing them around. And now I'm someplace different where I wouldn't expect them to show up. Now I'm just at a thrift store. It's not even a free meal. Because I know that a lot of people do the free meal circuit. But these men came into the thrift store after me. And I think they planned it. I think they saw my bike outside. But it was 2 men, and one of them went and got a voucher. So they had to go to the hospital, get a voucher, then go to the thrift store. So it might have been just a coincidence that they came in while I was there. I don't know. I guess they could have drove real fast. But that's when I asked them, because I heard one of the men go up to the counter. I'm not like actively trying to listen. You just overhear, because it's kind of a small thrift store. It's just it's like 1 room, but it's not very big. And he mentioned he had a voucher. So then, like, I kind of meander that way, and I'm like, oh, you said you have a voucher. How do you get the voucher? Where do you get the voucher? And I'm like, how often can you get it? So now I know where to go and what to do to get the voucher. But it would not have helped me today, anyways, because of what happened. So the woman that got the bracelet, and she was trying on like some watches and stuff too, but there was kind of something wrong with the watch, so I decided not to get it. But she did let me know that this should be a beater watch because it's all suntanned, and I should probably get a nicer watch for where I go places. That's true. It's just that I need to be restored, and then I'll get a real nice watch. How about like something that's silver, like metal, and it looks really, I want to say real fancy, like basic, but like good quality, like a more like less casual and more, normal, like what somebody would wear to work or something. Like a silver one, maybe a little smaller. I don't know. I was just thinking what would look good. So, but this woman was being real nice, real polite. She got the bracelet, and she did. Um, then she said something which later I found was a spell. So, the shorts were half price. So I was looking at the shorts, and then there's only like one in my size. And then I went to the other side, and I ended up finding more shorts. And she walked past, and she's like, "Oh, did you find your stash? Did you find your stash?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." And then I'm waiting to go in the dressing room and try it on, and like I check out their underwear. Their underwear is very expensive through a thrift store, but they have a lot of pairs of underwear that are kind of seamless, so you can't see them through your clothes. And I can always use more of this. So the woman before this, the woman spoke, "Oh, did you find your stash? Did you find your stash?" And then I end up getting like 15 underwears, like a lot, and like other things like this. Because when you're in my situation, it doesn't hurt. Like, I don't have to keep, I'm allowed to wear a new pair of underwear. So I just went and charged. It was so expensive. It was so expensive. But I know this was a spell, and she confirmed it was a spell. Because when I was checking out, the woman I think she asked again if I found my stash. And then she took, it's like, how many underwear, and she took them and counted them and put them in a bag. And then she told so this woman is maybe in her 30s. And then there's the grandma who was working there. They both worked there, but I think the grandma had a higher rank. And so the younger woman was the one that cursed me with this spell. And then she grabbed the underwear, counted it, and put it in a separate bag. And she said she found her stash. She found her stash. Actually, it was 16 pairs of underwear. Yeah, that's like 3 weeks of underwear. That's exactly what I need. But maybe this is what the other woman was talking about. It needs to be washed first. It needs to be washed first. They go through all of it and check them and make sure they're clean. And so nothing smelled bad. It all did look clean. But all it takes is one item, and the Kingdom of Darkness could do anything to it. So maybe this is the woman at the other soup kitchen. She was talking about giving stuffed animals to kids, but because it was like free stuff, you needed to wash it first. And then I'm thinking, like, I did get a lot of underwear. Maybe because I prayed to God, like, I don't know what, like, if something's dirty, to show it to me. And so I don't know what the answer is, but it could be the underwear. So that means I should probably wash it before I use it. Okay. Actually, it was 16 underwear. 1 plus 6 is a 7. Everything happened for a reason, because God uses me for judgment. And this thrift store hasn't been judged yet. So I had to go in. The woman was very sweet, very kind, very polite. But she spoke a spell over me, and the other employee repeated it. So I'm falling asleep. I'm sorry. I was falling asleep while I was talking. I gotta go to bed. But they also had like a Bible